I was hoping for my first ever YouTube video to be covering a Manchester United Europa League run, but alas, here we are. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United 0. Going into this game, guys, I was scared. There was like a dark cloud over my head. Usually, I fall into these Manchester United games where, because I wear such red-tinted glasses, I believe United are going to win. Blind confidence for the most part. But I always know it's Manchester United. We can win any match we want. Today, I got up, I was living my life, and there was just something there going, it feels like I almost have to will myself to win. You know, like, I think we can win, rather than my usual, I think we can win. And we can talk about majority of the first half, guys. To be honest with you, it was both teams looking scared, both teams not wanting to make the first error. And so the best place to begin is this. 42nd minute. Pat Matej up against Yusuf Mazraoui. Mazraoui right here. Brennan Johnson cutting in against Luke Shaw, Patrick Dorgu behind. All right. Matej gets the ball, crosses the ball into the middle. Johnson cuts in front of Shaw, and the ball ricochets off Shaw. 1-0, Tottenham go into the lead. At halftime, I saw three different discourses of conversation. I saw Patrick Dorgu being told, why aren't you letting Luke Shaw know, oh, by the way, Johnson's looking to cut in front of you. Luke Shaw, why are you letting Brennan Johnson cut in front of you? And Andre Onana, suspicious goalkeeping for the another time this season in front of goal. But my question lies in, what is Yusuf Mazraoui doing? The number one job of a fullback, I've been told, is to stop the cross from coming in. If you stop that, if you kill the immediate danger, that is all that matters. You won your task. You completed your task. When Matej gets the ball and he's looking up and he's seeing acres of space to play the ball into, he is not met with Yusuf Mazraoui. It feels like Mazraoui is forever away from Sarr, allowing Sarr just to play an easy pass into the middle, causing everything that happened to happen. What is Mazraoui doing? This feels like a lapse of concentration. Same thing happened, another lapse of concentration last week against Chelsea. Moises Caicedo, I believe, and Manuel Ugarte. Moises Caicedo gets the ball and is sitting at the edge of the box towards the middle of the field, a little bit outside the edge of the box. And here's Ugarte. Ugarte doesn't at all come at Caicedo. He instead kind of plants himself there, leaving Caicedo acres of time and space to eventually play the pass into Reece James, and just like that, United go down 1-0 again after James crosses the ball onto Cucurella. You know, in this sport, you're often able to chart passes and the pass to the assist. That's what they call it in basketball. You can tell the pass to the assist. It feels like if you were to put this into basketball terms for Man United, they're failing so much at this pass to the assist, at stopping that. You know, the trimmer to the earthquake. You know, and just like today, when Mazraoui didn't cover just like on Friday, when Ugarte didn't close on to Caicedo, bad things result off of small lapses of concentration for this team. Now, I'm not trying to make this the longest video of all time, but there's something we need to talk about here. Manchester United's offensive setup in the second half. The second Tottenham scored the goal, so from minute 45 essentially on to minute 97, so 52 minutes of action, Tottenham decided to set up in a low block. They're going to allow United to pressure them as much as they want. Tottenham are going to do everything to not concede a goal. Makes sense. I get it. Here was United's game plan. Get the ball on the edge of the box, shift it, diagonal balls, you know, a left to diagonal to the right side of the box, right to diagonal of the left side of the box. It looks like I'm doing a dance move. In order to shift the defense, and then you can work the ball inside. And by work the ball inside, that's a liberal statement. It's usually play the ball inside and hope that someone can get a head into it, or, you know, a penalty will be drawn, something like that. Very elementary level attacking methods, what I felt like I saw. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering why, you know? And United would kind of try and spice it up. There'd be a lot of situations where a wing back or a number 10 would get the ball and then you see an underlapping run. and that ball would then be played to the underlapper who'd get the ball, usually cut it back or put it into the middle. But at the end of the day, the end goal looked to be cause havoc in the middle of the box. Guys, oh man, this is where I get so frustrated with Ruben Amorim. We are in a Europa League final against a team that hasn't won a trophy since 2008, and we are doing nothing but allowing them to play that Wii game simulator, that whatever soccer simulator it is on Wii, when the ball just comes into the box and you just have to head it out, and you have to discern whether or not it's like a cleat or a soccer ball or whatever it is. It's just like that, just heading it out nonstop. That's all Tottenham are doing. We're allowing them to play so easily. We fell into their hands so easily, and that's where there's such a massive X on Ruben Amorim for today. When you look back at Olympique Lyonnais, when United also had to break down a low-level defense, or a deep-lying defense, on that second goal that Casemiro and Mainu linked up for, there was play between the two of them. There was an action to be made. It wasn't just heaving the ball into the box, looking for a penalty. Sometimes that can work. As a matter of fact, earlier in that game, the ball was kind of heaved into the box and Casemiro drew a penalty. But when there's no one really rushing the box, and when you're playing in such a high-stakes game, you don't know if you're going to get those calls. You need to win the game rather than letting Tottenham lose it. And Tottenham did a job today in just not losing the game. Tottenham didn't have to win, As long as they simply didn't commit a handball or make a rash challenge, they win the game. And if you numb it down, if you dumb down the opposition's defense's job so easy as to that, you don't deserve to win. And that's what United did today. And I'm looking at some United's players, and the one I really want to talk about is Bruno Fernandes. Guys, I love Bruno Fernandes. And what I'm about to say is not at all an attack on Fernandes, but rather, once again, Amorim for how he plays Bruno. He tells Bruno Fernandes to almost sit back and play as a sweeper, as a cover for Casemiro. Casemiro, while excellent in tight one-on-one situations, we know you put him into oceans of space, he drowns for the most part. Fernandes has the legs to kind of cover for him, attack those opposition defenses, the industrious midfields. He knows how to attack those. But why are we consigning Bruno Fernandes to play in this role that constricts his ability so much? Like, this feels like such a role for Manuel Ugarte. And I really wanted to see Manuel Ugarte play as the second six beside Casemiro today. I know Ugarte is shaky on the ball, guys. You don't have to tell me that. I know who he is. And I also know, like I said against Chelsea, sometimes he can have a lapse of concentration. So maybe he's not the best player, but you know what I mean. I think it's a needs-must kind of situation today. And I think he would have done the job perfectly fine in terms of destroying situations, breaking up the pass, things like that. Stuff that Casemiro can't do, right? But instead, we're taking Bruno Fernandes, who can do that stuff, okay, but we're essentially giving him a glorified cardio session. We're not letting Fernandes get the ball into the box, into Tottenham's box. We're not letting him kind of control the game against the low block. We're forcing him to play diagonals to a left wing back or to a right wing back or a right number 10 or a left number 10. We're forcing him to do such grade level stuff for a player like him when there's other players on our team who can do that. Andre Onana can play a diagonal ball to the left or to the right. Harry Maguire, Lenny Euro, any of the players who will sit back in that core three to prevent a Tottenham Hotspur counterattack can play those balls. It doesn't take Bruno Fernandes to do so. So why are we allowing Bruno Fernandes? Why are we forcing him to not show his real ability further up the pitch? We're just going, no, keep making those passes over there. And then we're going to, simulate another header outside, out of play for another United throw in, or, United will get the ball again and do the same thing over and over and over again. Guys, I shouldn't have to tell you all examples of Bruno Fernandes breaking down these types of defenses, but I will. We played Fulham. We beat them 1-0 last season, Craven Cottage. 92nd minute, I think. Facundo Palestri, of all people, I think, plays the ball into Bruno Fernandes, who then takes a fake shot and then shifts over and scores a goal He whips the ball in beautifully. 1-0, Manchester United win the game against a low block defense. Against Fulham again in the FA Cup this year. The ball is crossed into the edge of the box. Fernandes is there, maybe just inside the box, and he volleys it, or he perfectly strikes it, and the game is tied 1-1, I think, at that point. Guys, Fernandes has the technical ability to break down these defenses, either with a shot or with a pass. We didn't let him get into those positions until the very end of the game, when it almost felt impossible for United to win the game, So that just frustrates me so much. The last thing I want to talk about here is Mickey Van de Ven. Now, I guarantee you there'll be rounds made on social media of this picture of Mickey Van de Ven doing that bicycle insane clearance that he had off the line. I don't want to take anything away from Mickey Van de Ven because it was a great tackle. But when you look at Arsenal over these past couple of years, Man City over these past couple of years, same for Liverpool, they have had great saves, great goal line clearances made against them. But it doesn't matter because for the most part, they're up 2-0, 3-1, 4-0, or they're going to score. They're dominating play so much that great save or that great goal line clearance doesn't matter because they're already leading or they're going to take the lead. It's the fact that we know that was the best chance for Manchester United up to that point, and probably the really phenomenal chance of the game, that we're sitting here and we're thinking, oh, Mickey Van de Ven cost us the final. No, guys. Manchester United cost Manchester United that final. Our lack of ability to attack today forced it to where we knew there'd be one chance. There's one good clearance on one good chance, but because we're not strong enough offensively, that was it. The whistle could have been blown right there because that was essentially the game. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all watching this. Please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, and most importantly, God bless everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys later.